Previously on The Dark Side of Love, TikTok star Ali Abulaban and his wife Anna's marriage has gone from blissfully happy to intolerable. Ali's insane jealousy, tantrums, and drug use have driven his wife away. But Ali is not going to let go so easily. Hello and welcome to The Dark Side of Love. I am your host, Bianca Sloan, author of suspense novels about the dark side of love. And this week I'm putting a spotlight on part 2 of the case I'm calling TikTok, You're Dead. By the summer of 2021, things have become unbearable between Anna and Ali. Anna can no longer play the role of Mrs. Ali Abulaban, and she tells him that she wants him gone. A devastated Ali threatens to take himself out, saying in one of the recordings of their fights that he likes to post to TikTok, quote, "I have to do that just to get her to come home," so he's manipulating her. So one night, police respond to a call from Anna because Ali was out of control. It was clear that Ali had been drinking, and he is playing the same old woe is me movie about how they had this wonderful life in Virginia and Anna used him, and reiterates that he absolutely cannot stand the thought of Anna being with anyone but him. He tells the cops that he can't let her go because it would mean, quote, "some other guy is going to be touching my woman." As San Diego police officer Cameron Jackson noted in the TikTok murders, quote, "Ali is really good at telling a story that's believable to the cops. He's good at presenting himself as not being the type of guy who would be violent." It seems there is one guy in particular that has Ali running scared, and that's 29-year-old Rayburn Cardenas Barron, who is part of Anna's friend group. And he's one of those guys that tells Ali, man, your wife's beautiful. You are so lucky to have her. And this just drives Ali crazy. In his addled mind, it proves that Rayburn is after Anna, that he is going to scoop up his wife, and that he is going to be left out in the cold. He can't be grateful. He can't be appreciative of what he has. All Ali can do is obsess about losing his wife. So things go from bad to worse one day when Anna frantically texts Ali's cousin Louie to come and take her out of the apartment. When Louie arrives, Anna's face is bruised, and that's when she comes clean about Ali's abuse being more than just verbal and mental, it's also physical. Anna has been hiding this from friends and family, and she even threatens to post about it to TikTok, which terrifies Ali, because that's a target on the back of his brand. Now, Anna does not post about the physical abuse, but when she finds out that Ali cheated on her with a girl who lived in their building, who came and told Anna all about it because of the unhinged way that Ali was talking about Anna, she decides it's time to expose him. So she posts the video. Ali, he's unrepentant about the cheating, feeling he was entitled to do so because Anna was depriving him of sex. And he tells her, quote, "I'm the best man you ever met, and you're the dumbest biatch I ever met." I mean, that's romantic. That'll get her back. Anna takes it to another level, and she goes ahead and she posts that video on TikTok about Ali cheating on her, which sends him off the cliff. As Anna's friend, Julia Stunt, says in the TikTok murders, quote, "that was definitely hitting him where it hurt. He cared so much about his online presence, his reputation, his followers." Reporter Kelsey Christensen notes in the program, quote, "she posts this knowing full well what it is going to do to Ali because he loves his online persona and his following." Ali demands that Anna take it down, which she did eventually, but by then, the damage was done. It had been seen millions of times. So Anna is still staying with a friend, and it starts to dawn on Ali that maybe he has edged his toe just a little too far over the line, and that he and Anna are not having a romantic reunion. And that's when he decides he has to get even. As People magazine reported, in one of Ali's recordings, Anna says to her husband, quote, "this marriage is not healthy anymore." His response, "I gave you this life. I'm going to show you how much you need me. Life is going to show you how much you need me." As forensic psychologist Dr. Joni Johnston summed it up in the TikTok murders, quote, as Ali starts realizing that he has permanently lost Anna and realizing that he's not going to get her back, he begins to change. October 21st, 2021. So Anna has been staying with a friend while Ali has been staying at their apartment. And then out of the blue, just a few days before this, he calls Anna and he tells her he's going to stay at a hotel and that she can come back to the apartment. Anna is happy to be back in the apartment. And on the morning of October 21st, she takes her daughter to school, unaware that Ali's magnanimous gesture of telling her she can move back into the apartment is just a ploy to spy on her. He's made a copy of the key to their apartment, and while she is dropping their daughter off at school, he comes in and he trashes the place. He also puts an app on his daughter's iPad, which will allow him to listen in on Anna's conversations. He is determined to catch her in something, anything, because he is obsessed with the gotcha. So Anna comes home at around 11 o'clock that morning, and she sees the apartment is a mess. She calls her friend Julia, who says, you know what, girl, get out, leave. And Anna says she will, that she'll get a restraining order, she'll get the locks changed, and she's going to get Ali out of her life. Anna asks Julia to pick her daughter up from school later that day so that she can work on getting the apartment back in order so that her daughter will not come home and see what her father has done. Anna asks her friend Rayburn Barron to come and help her, which is all it takes. Rayburn comes over, and Ali hears that he is there through the app that he's installed on his daughter's iPad. He races to the apartment on a mission to catch his wife with another guy. Ali parks on the street near the apartment around 2:50 p.m. He walks into the parking garage, and as he enters, he starts recording on his phone because, remember, everything is content to him. He gets on the elevator, and he strikes up a conversation with someone who is riding up at the same time with him. 2:58. He reaches the 35th floor, walks down the hallway, and into the apartment. He racks his gun, and he is still recording. On the video, you can hear Rayburn call out, surprised. And then, gunshots. Anna screams. Ali racks the gun again and fires off 2 more shots. Ali bolts from the apartment and paces the hallway for a few minutes before he runs back inside and screams out Anna's name like he's surprised that he found her, which makes me wonder, was he planning to post this? Probably. And is he going to try and blame this on the one-armed man? At some point in all of this chaos, Ali takes pictures of his victims, and then he calls his mother to confess to having killed Anna and Rayburn. And it is not until he sends the pictures to his mother does she believe him. Anna and Rayburn were sitting on the couch in the living room. She was shot in the head, and he shot in the face. Anna Abulaban was 28 years old. Rayburn Barron was 29 years old. Ali flees the apartment for good this time and runs to his car parked a few blocks away on the street, and he heads to his daughter's school. Meanwhile, Anna's friend Julia, who has arrived to pick up the little girl at Anna's request, sees Ali at the school and is confused because Anna told her she wanted her to pick her up. So she calls Anna to get confirmation that that's what she wanted her to do, and then she panics when she realizes that Anna is not responding. So she decides to follow Ali, but she loses him in traffic. Meanwhile, a neighbor from the apartment building who heard the gunshots has called 911 because she saw Ali running from the apartment. So police spot Ali's Jeep, and he is arrested. He had, when they pulled him over, 100 rounds of 9mm ammunition. 5 hours after the murder, Ali confesses, and there are several charges, including 2 charges of first-degree murder, which, in the state of California, could mean the death penalty. Right away, it seems as though Ali is trying out a few different personas in order to beat these charges. Cuckoo Clock, which during the preliminary hearing, investigators mentioned that a review of Anna's Instagram seems to indicate that she and Rayburn were having a relationship. Ali goes completely ballistic when he hears this and has a total meltdown in court. Always great for your case. And then he tries to make it seem that he was justified somehow in what he did because Anna provoked him. She made a fool out of him. He says that he actually saw Anna and Rayburn kissing on his couch, and that seeing Ray kissing his wife on his couch, his feet propped up on his coffee table, it caused him to snap. He claims in a jailhouse interview with reporter Kelsey Christensen, quote, "I was freaking out. I caught her. However, what unmistakably shines through is Ali's anger over the loss of his social media career. He rails about how he was this close to being a star, and he lost everything. No more Gen Kid, that's his persona on TikTok. No more comedy club gigs. No movie stardom, red carpet, all gone. As Anna's friend Kayla notes in the TikTok murders, quote, that outweighs, in his point of view, losing his family. Ali believes he's going to make a comeback, that he's going to skate out of this, and that he will reclaim his TikTok throne. He gets someone, believe it or not, to post a video for him while he's in jail, and he thanks fans for still watching his videos. This kind of reminds me of Aaron Hernandez, who, he played football for the Patriots, and he was on trial for like multiple murders, I think 3 maybe. And somehow he thought he was going to get out and go back and play for the NFL again. Like denial, Rivers, Egypt, not happening. Ali's trial begins on May 1st, 2024. So there is no question that Ali did it. He's confessed to his mother, there's all this evidence, so that's not what is at issue here. What's on the table is whether or not it was premeditated. Of course, it doesn't help that before the murders, as Oxygen.com reported, that his search engine history showed things like sex workers, trash can, and chopped bodies. So his defense takes the tack that Anna provoked Ali, that she knew how and where to hit him where it hurt. And then about 3 weeks in, Ali takes the stand, which if you listen to this podcast, you know that I always say defendants just should not testify. Unless it's self-defense, something like that. Otherwise, it's pretty much the worst idea ever. So Ali predictably plays poor pitiful me on the stand, attempting to portray himself as the wronged and struggling spouse who had this perfect life until Anna burned it all to the ground. He claims that he could not take Anna's betrayal, so, he had to pull the trigger. Rayburn's sister Jordana told NBC San Diego that Ali came off as arrogant and mocking the families, and noted that the recordings that Ali made of the murders were unbearable. Ali's cousin Louis does not buy any of what his cousin is trying to sell, telling NBC San Diego about Ali's tearful testimony, quote, I honestly think he was acting it all out. I really don't think he was crying. I think he was emotionless. I think he looks like the devil. I really just saw an evil, evil, evil person. Ouch. The trial lasts about 4 weeks, with the jury deliberating for 2 days before delivering 2 guilty verdicts. The courtroom erupts in celebration at the convictions. On September 6, 2024, Ali is sentenced to life in prison, no possibility of parole. At his sentencing, NBC San Diego noted that San Diego Superior Court Judge Jeffrey Fraser said he had, quote, serious reservations that Ali was truly remorseful for his actions, going on to say, he's a very selfish person, as I think the jury saw. The bottom line here is he will die in prison. He will never be a free man. He will take his last breath there. If you or someone you know needs domestic violence support, call the National Domestic Violence Hotline 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at 800-799-7233. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of The Dark Side of Love. I am your host, Bianca Sloan. and show your love for the dark side of love by visiting thedarksideoflove.com for show notes and transcripts. While you're there, sign up for my newsletter to be notified about new episodes, and you can also find a link to my Patreon page where you can access bonus materials and other fun stuff. Learn more about my suspense novels about the dark side of love by visiting biancasloan.com. Thanks for hanging out with me, and join me next time for another tale of love gone wrong. I'll see you on the dark side.